Hi, everybody. I'm Chris Metzler, one of the programmers here at the Green Film Festival of San Francisco. Welcome. As you know, we try to kind of program some of the most interesting, cool, and unusual films from around the world that relate to our planet and the overall environment. You've just had a chance to see the really wonderful film, The Island in Me. And we're lucky enough to have the director here, Gemma Cobera del Barrio. Welcome, Gemma.
Hi, how are you doing?
Doing good, and it's also neat to be able to kind of welcome you back to the Bay Area. I know you spent many years here, and a lot of the team involved with the film is
Mm,
based in the Bay Area, so it's kind of neat when a little serendipity uh,
yeah.
uh, connects us all. Um, so I wonder, one of the things that many in the audience might wonder is that, at what point in time did you know that you wanted to kind of pick up a camera and that there was this kind of larger film that might be there to to make?
Yeah. So I never thought I was gonna make this film. And this is a story that really impacted my life so much that I just never thought I would make a film about it in a way. It was just way too personal, and I really didn't understand what was going on at the time. So, Amelia went to Puka Puka, and when she came back, and I met one of the first times that she came back, and I met Johnny Frisbee. That is when I realized, wow, these two women have been so much impacted by this island, and I wonder what the island was. For me, the island was like a mystery. Right now, everybody has seen the film and has images of the place, but this is the first film that has ever been done on Puka Puka. So I didn't really even know what it looked like. I've only seen some archival photos. So I think when I met Johnny Frisbee, I realized that there was a larger story of these two women um, that grew up in this place that uh, Johnny didn't want to go back because didn't want to tamper with her memories. But then her brother was there, so she was willing to go back one more time. And she also wanted the world to know Puka Puka, the magic of place. And then I was very curious about what this place was. And Amelia, Johnny, and I decided, okay, if we were all on the same page, in the same boat, we could do a film about it. I never thought I was gonna put myself in the film. That was never my intention.
Yeah.
My intention was to figure out, like, see this witness, understand what this place was.
And once you embarked on this filmmaking journey, what do you think the biggest surprise
Mhm.
that you had?
So many surprises. So for me, at the beginning, this place meant like, okay, the end of a life that I knew, and a lot of plans that I have about my life. Um, in the process of planning the production and stuff, we didn't even know if we were going to be able to make it because there is no transport to Puka Puka. We needed to get the access to the island. We got that very easily because Amelia, and Johnny were like daughters of Puka Puka. So we were able to do that. Um, but I just forgot your question. Sorry.
What do you think one of the biggest surprises was
Yeah.
once you
So
start?
once so once I really landed there, this was a film that you couldn't read anything about. You could know the stories of these women. And very little information was online. So just once I got there, it was a total surprise for me. I went to Puka Puka twice. The first time we went together in 2015, and right then I realized, and we had 5 weeks, and then I had to charter a plane back with the entire team because there was no transportation. So I knew that I have 5 weeks. And once I landed there, I realized there's no way I can document this place in 5 weeks. I got the taste of the rich of place. There was so much more. My plan was to go and film the arrival of Johnny and Amelia and get to know the island. But once I got there, there were so many stories to tell. It was so rich. So when I went back, when we came back to Hawaii, I came back to Hawaii. I knew that I had captured the story of Johnny Frisbee, but Amelia's life was still unfolding. So then in 2017, Amelia was living there, and we find out that I could actually access some funding from the United Nations and the Red Cross. And I got funding to go back to the island and do a lot of work with the island, like do a lot of filmmaking stories and climate change. The UN asked me to do something that it will include climate change. So, and I lived there for 6 months, and that's when I got injured, and I was able to really um, document the rest of the story. And I have so much material that I ended up doing another film that is really, really about climate change. Our Atoll Speaks. But then, yeah, so there were so many surprises. I learned a lot. My life really changed completely. I like the people live so close to the land and the water, and they know so much the place, and the culture is so rich, is so highly organized, and everybody's taken care of, and they work hard, but also they have fun. And so it just really, the island really permeated in me very deeply. And then I also realized that I needed to just honor that, get to know them, and be there. And there's so many more things that were a surprise. But I think the beauty and the richness of the place and the culture.
And once you stop filming, is there kind of an epilogue for the film of what's happened since you stopped filming, and
Yeah.
how are folks doing?
So we started filming actually in 2017. Then I filmed, yeah. So, and then we edited for a long time. I've been in touch, I'm still in touch with everybody there. And Johnny, well, in the epilogue, we said that she published the book of Miss Ulysses from Puka Puka, but then she has just published another book, Nights of the Moon, and people can find that on Amazon or on their books, bookstores. She also is very sweet because she also fell in love. I mean, Johnny had been married and all that. Not everything is said, but it's like at 85 years old, she found love again. To me, I felt like, well, you give me a lot of hope. And then we have been able to take her to the premieres in New Zealand. That was quite exquisite. She turned 90 years old in New Zealand during the premiere at Dog Edge, and we celebrated with her. With Amelia, she was able to become a mother, as you can see in the film, and then she had another child. And I think a lot of Pukapukans believe that if you adopt a child, if you're given a child, you will be able to maybe have another one.
Mhm.
So Amelia, has just yeah, she's been raising these two daughters, and also she's right now in New Zealand, but she's spent a lot of time in the Cook Islands, and she's she's working as a psychologist, which was something also that she always kind of, she always struggled with, like what she wanted to do in the world. So, yeah, and they've both been very much involved in when the film premiere and so on and so forth in New Zealand. They came, they came to the premieres and so on.
And,
And for me, I just continue making films.
and what did has the film had a chance to screen there, or what did people kind of think about the way that Puka Puka was captured in your story?
So they have been really honored by it. I did this film, and I also, before this film premiere, we had this other short film that anybody can watch it on my website, taqualfilms.com. It's called Our Atoll Speaks, and that was the first film that premiered before this one, and it kind of emerged out of the island in me. And when we took it to New Zealand and showed it in Puka Puka, they were like very proud and very, I think they believe that there is like their film, which is one of the things that I'm most proud of, is that I did this film with the entire collaboration of the island, and I think when they have seen the films, and right now we have launched the soundtrack of the music of the film too. They were very, just. I think when they showed in Puka Puka, they were laughing when they were seeing each other, kind of like, because I think it's funny to see yourself in a film, but they also wanted me to, I included even, I edited even like 10 more scenes. So when I did The Island in Me, they could even have more scenes of themselves that couldn't make it in the movie. So it's been really beautiful to show the film in Puka Puka, and also in New Zealand, in the diaspora. You could see, if you go to our website, like the film was received blessings like in the opening of the film, and then after the screenings, people will just burst into like dancing, and so a lot of people in Puka Puka that live in the diaspora in New Zealand or Australia have not been able to come back if they left when they were kids, and
Hmm.
they have not, many of them have not been able to come back. And a lot of younger generations of Puka Pukans that live in New Zealand or Australia, they have never been to Puka Puka, but they've heard stories of it. So
Wow.
for them to be able to see, their place, uh, to me, that's one of the biggest satisfactions. I have a lot of stories of people like, oh, when I saw the film, I saw my father there, and I haven't seen him in 15 years.
Oh, wow.
Um, so I feel really honored and lucky that I have been able to document such a place, and I wouldn't have never been able to do it without them. Like when I was there, they actually helped me produce scenes. Like, do you want to show like how we do sports? And they put together 3 days of sports for me to film.
Oh, wow.
The same with fishing, the same with hunting. So that's pretty incredible. And I think when they saw the film, also they felt, you know, proud of it. Would it be that the word? You know.
Yeah, yeah. I could see that. Well, very cool. Well, thanks again for making the film, Gemma, and sharing it with us here. And please extend our kind of thanks to everybody involved in the film for helping make such a beautiful film.
I will, and thank you so much for programming it. I know that it's a film that is so multi-layered, and there's definitely this climate change theme, and it's also a very personal piece. So I really appreciate that you were able to program it both in person and online, and that people will be able to have an opportunity to watch it. It's really the first time that it shows also in the Bay Area, and also I really appreciate that people that have not been able to watch it yet in other parts of the world, that will have an opportunity to do so. And for everybody that has watched it, if they want to send a message to Johnny or Amelia or the Puka Pukan people, they can do so too. They can reach out to us. I'll share it
Very
with them.
cool. Well, yeah, it was important. One of the things we always kind of try to keep in mind with the films we program at the festival is that, we like to kind of embrace films where the kind of larger environmental issues is the subtext, in the sense that
Mm.
it's more personal stories. Because in the end, with all the different environmental issues that we kind of face, here on our planet, it's that, I mean, in the end, it's the people that matter. And hopefully, if we care about the people, then that can kind of also help be a catalyst for change. And we also see what's under threat, because it's not just the land, but it's also a way of life, and um, you know, how our actions here can affect others in the world. So, thank you for capturing that.
And I just want to say, if we have a second, what was striking for me is when I talk to people about climate change in Puka Puka, and I ask so many questions to the elderly, they, it was so much impacted their lives, because they will say, we go fishing and it takes a lot, the weather patterns really change, so we just can't predict it. So it was really how the climate change was really impacting them like day to day, and they were also responding in the way that they could. So I appreciate having the film in your festival also and being able to reach new audiences. So thank you so much.
Cool. Thank you again, Gemma.
Thank you.